All right, welcome to your personalized deep dive, everybody. Today we are tackling something pretty huge, AI and Judaism. You've given us this awesome collection of YouTube videos to work with, and wow, I'm already seeing we've got some really diverse perspectives here.
Definitely. Ancient texts, modern technology, philosophy. It's going to be fascinating to see how these all connect.
It is. Okay, so one that really grabbed my attention right off the bat was Rabbi Glatstein's video, Artificial Intelligence for Our Generation.
Oh, interesting choice.
Yeah, it really got me thinking. He talks about how the Talmud says a Torah scholar who really truly gets it, like has profound understanding, it's as if the temple has been built in his time.
Powerful imagery right there.
Isn't it? And then, and this is where it gets really interesting, he asks, could AI, with like all the information it can access, could AI actually be the ultimate Talmudic scholar?
That's such a good question. And he doesn't stop there. Rabbi Gladstein then goes on to talk about how true understanding, it's not just about having the data, it's about feeling it in your heart, connecting to it on a deeper level.
Right, right. So even if AI can process the entire Talmud, could it ever really feel the wisdom of the Torah the way he's describing?
That's the core of his argument, yeah. Can AI truly grasp the wisdom of the Torah?
It makes me think about all the times I've known something, like intellectually, but then something happens, some experience, and it's like it clicks,
Totally. Like there's knowing the facts,
Yeah.
and there's that deeper understanding.
Is that kind of what he's getting at? Like a difference between just data and like real understanding?
I think so, yeah. And that raises a big question about whether AI, even with all its power, can bridge that gap. Can AI go beyond processing to experiencing it in a way that that connects with the soul?
Whoa. Okay, so then we have this other video, Jesus is God. AI debates Jew vs. Christian, which I'm sure you saw too. It's on bot debates, and it's wild. AI scholars literally debating whether Jesus fulfilled the criteria of the Messiah using the Hebrew Bible as their source.
I know, it sounds like something out of science fiction. And what struck me is that they both used the same text, the Hebrew Bible, to make their arguments. It just shows how much interpretation plays a role.
Oh, for sure. Like one of the AI argued that the Messiah was supposed to establish a political kingdom, bring about world peace, all that, and that Jesus didn't do that.
And then, of course, the other AI argued that Jesus' mission was more spiritual, more about inner transformation and a connection with God. It even went so far as to say that maybe the Messiah, the concept itself, has like multiple layers of meaning, both earthly and spiritual.
Right. So even with AI, we still have those fundamental disagreements about how to interpret religious texts.
Exactly. Which makes you wonder, can any system, even AI, truly get the full depth of these texts? Or will there always be room for human interpretation, debate, even disagreement?
It's mind-blowing. Okay, shifting gears a bit, there's that Judaism and Artificial Intelligence, Do You Know It video from East Jewish. They dove into this really thought-provoking question, could an AI be Jewish?
I love how they just jump right into that. They set up this scenario, right?
Yeah.
An AI that follows Jewish law perfectly, observes all the traditions, can answer any question you throw at it about Judaism. Could it be considered Jewish?
It's like, okay, this AI could have the whole Talmud memorized, could do all the rituals perfectly, but then the video brings up this huge point. What about the soul?
Exactly. And the video emphasizes how central the soul is to being human and how it connects us to God, to the divine.
Right. So then the question is, could an AI without a soul ever truly be part of the Jewish community? It's a huge question.
It is. Or is there something unique about human beings, something that allows us to connect to the divine and experience Jewish tradition in a way that AI, no matter how advanced, simply can't?
Which, if that's true, then what does that tell us about what it means to be human? What does it tell us about how we engage with faith? It's so deep.
Absolutely. These questions go way beyond AI and Judaism. They get at the core of what it means to be human.
Totally agree. And it really makes you think, like, where do we go from here?
You know, one thing that keeps coming up in these videos is how AI could actually change Jewish life, like in practical ways.
Yeah, totally. We talked about the whole AI rabbi idea, but it goes even beyond that. Like, how could AI change how we study Judaism, how we practice it?
It's really interesting to think about, what if we could use AI to translate ancient Hebrew texts, like make them accessible to people who don't read Hebrew?
That would be amazing. Imagine being able to read the Talmud in English or Spanish or any language. It would open up these texts to so many more people.
Exactly. But it gets even cooler. What if AI could actually help us understand the text better, like uncover hidden connections and meanings?
Oh, wow.
I know, right? Imagine an AI that could analyze the entire Talmud, find patterns and relationships that humans might miss.
It'd be like having an AI study partner, pushing us to think deeper. Although I guess it could also be a little, I don't know, maybe we'd become too reliant on it.
That's a good point. It's all about balance. AI can be a powerful tool, but we don't want to lose our own ability to think critically about these texts, to wrestle with their meaning.
It reminds me of when I first got GPS. It was so cool at first, but then I realized I was totally losing my sense of direction. I couldn't even read a map anymore.
Exactly. We don't want that to happen with Jewish texts. AI should be a supplement, not a replacement.
Okay, I want to talk about ethics. The Judaism and Artificial Intelligence Jew Know It video made a big deal about using AI for good, aligning it with the idea of tikkun olam, repairing the world.
Yeah, they were pretty clear about that. It's not enough to just create advanced tech. We have to make sure it's used ethically for the benefit of everyone.
And they gave some really compelling examples of how AI could be used for good, like helping with healthcare, fighting climate change, creating a fairer legal system. It's pretty inspiring to think about.
It is. Well, we also have to remember, technology itself doesn't have morals. It's how we use it that matters.
So true. And that's where Jewish ethics comes in.
Right. It's not just about avoiding bad outcomes. It's about actively using AI to make the world a better place. A world that reflects the values of tikkun olam.
Okay, we can't talk about all this without addressing the elephant in the room. The AI rabbi thing. Could AI ever replace human roles in religion?
It's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It makes us think about what makes religious leadership so special. Like, could an AI ever really have the empathy, the compassion, the spiritual depth that a human rabbi has?
I mean, could an AI comfort a grieving family? Could it help someone who's struggling with their faith? Could it give a sermon that truly inspires people?
It's hard to imagine. Sure, AI might be able to access and process all this religious information, but there's something about human experience, human understanding, that seems essential for real spiritual guidance.
Yeah, there's just something about that human connection that feels irreplaceable. But, okay, what if we thought about it differently? Instead of AI replacing rabbis, what if it helped them do their jobs better?
Oh, that's interesting, like as a tool to enhance what they already do.
Right. AI could help them research, write sermons, maybe even find new ways to connect with people.
It could be a way to empower them, to free up more of their time for things that really require a human touch, like counseling, building community.
And think about Jewish education. What if there was an AI platform that could tailor Torah study sessions to each individual, answer questions about traditions, connect people with Jewish communities around the world?
It would be incredible. It'd be like having a virtual Jewish community center available to anyone, anywhere. AI could break down those geographical barriers and help people connect with their heritage in a whole new way.
I love that. And what about preserving Jewish culture for the future? AI could help document stories, music, rituals, so those traditions aren't lost.
Absolutely. It's not just about enhancing our lives now, it's about building a bridge to the future.
I feel like we've only just scratched the surface here, but it's clear that AI has the potential to impact Jewish life in profound ways.
And it's not just about the Jewish community. This is something that's going to affect everyone, everywhere.
We're just at the beginning of this journey, and it's both exciting and a little bit scary.
For sure. But one thing's for sure, this is a conversation that's just getting started.
It's interesting, right? Like, all this talk about AI, it gets people really fired up. Some are excited about it, obviously, but there's a lot of anxiety, too. Especially when you bring religion into it, something that's so personal.
It makes sense, though. We're talking about a technology that could change everything, even how we understand faith, tradition, what it means to be human. It's bound to make people a little uneasy.
Yeah, I get that. We've all seen those movies where the robots take over, so it's easy to get caught up in that. But I also feel like Jewish tradition has something to say about all this, like a way to help us make sense of it.
Definitely. Judaism has always been about wrestling with tough questions, thinking about how to apply ancient wisdom to new situations. Like, the Talmud is basically a giant record of debates about how Jewish law applies to all these different scenarios. That same approach can help us navigate the whole AI thing, too.
So it's not about rejecting technology altogether, but about approaching it carefully, thinking about our values, and making sure we're using it for good.
Exactly. And that's where the idea of tikkun olam comes in. We've talked about it before. Repairing the world, making it a better place. That's a core principle in Judaism, and it's totally relevant to AI.
Yeah, like we have this huge opportunity, but also this responsibility to shape how AI develops, to make sure it's used to create a world where everyone can thrive, a world that's just and compassionate.
It's about asking ourselves, how can AI make life better? How can it improve well-being, help us learn and understand more, and how can we make sure it benefits everyone, not just a select few? These are some of the big questions that Jewish thinkers and ethicists are working on right now.
And it's not just about preventing the bad stuff. It's about actively using AI for good. We've seen how it can revolutionize healthcare, education, even help us fight climate change. The possibilities are amazing.
It's about using AI to tackle some of the biggest challenges we face. It's going to require creativity, collaboration, and a willingness to think outside the box.
So for all of us listening, what can we do? How can we make sure AI is used ethically, responsibly? How do we embrace its potential but stay true to our values?
Education is key for sure. We need to understand what AI is, how it works, what it can do. There are so many resources out there, books, articles, online courses. The more we learn, the better we'll be able to have those conversations and advocate for ethical AI.
It's about taking control, being informed, not just letting things happen.
Exactly. And it's about talking to each other, having open and honest conversations about AI. Talk to your friends, family, community, share your concerns, ask questions, listen to different perspectives. That's how we find common ground and figure out solutions that work for everyone.
It's about creating a space where we can really think about the ethics of AI and make sure it aligns with our values.
And then we have to take action. Support the organizations that are pushing for ethical AI development. Advocate for policies that make sure things are transparent, accountable, fair. Don't be afraid to speak up, to make your voice heard. We all have a part to play in this.
I love that. It's not about waiting for someone else to fix things. It's about recognizing that we all have a responsibility to engage with these issues and fight for a future where technology truly serves humanity.
We're at a turning point right now, and the decisions we make today about AI are going to have ripple effects for years to come. It's up to us to make sure AI is used for good, that it reflects our values, and that it helps create a future we can be proud of.
What a powerful thought. This deep dive has been incredible, hasn't it? So many ideas, so much to think about. To everyone listening, I want to leave you with this. As we explore this new world of AI, let's remember the wisdom of Jewish tradition, the idea of tikkun olam, the values that have guided us for so long.
Let's approach AI with open minds, but also with a healthy dose of critical thinking, always remembering that our goal is to use this powerful tool to build a more just, more compassionate, more sustainable world for all.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into AI and Judaism. We hope it's given you something to think about, maybe even inspired you to keep exploring these ideas. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.